Man, I already knew I was coming. I told my mom since the beginning of the year I want to play for the Chiefs and only the Chiefs, and now I'm here.
Chiefs Kingdom, welcome back to All Chiefed Up. We're back with another podcast for that ass, and today we're going to be looking at all the picks Brett Veach took this weekend in the 2024 NFL Draft. Steve, let's get it going.
Before we get started, just want to say thanks for watching All Chiefed Up. Hit that like button, get this out to more Chiefs fans. Hit the subscribe button, hang out with us more often. Mike, it has come to an end. Roll the credits.
Woo!
The draft is done. It's over. All of the long time spent watching tape,
Love it.
reading about these guys, it all comes to a culmination this weekend. And just like that, poof, it's over.
It's gone. Well, let's jump right into it, Steve. We kicked off night one with a bang, baby. We jumped up, traded with Buffalo, and we drafted Xavier Worthy, wide receiver out of Texas at number 28. 5'11", 165. This is what he ranked at the combine. The number 5th wide receiver there in production, the number 1 in athleticism, and the number 3rd overall in total score, Steve. He run a 4.21 second 40-yard dash, the fastest ever to be ran, a 1.49 10-yard split, 41-inch vert, Steve. This is what he's done throughout his entire college career. They used him a lot when he was a freshman. They used him when he was a sophomore. The first team all Big 12 conference wide receiver. You can read that whole thing down through there. There's a lot, Steve. What did you think about the pick of Xavier Worthy in round one?
I think it was the obvious pick for the Chiefs. Like, everyone thought as soon as that guy ran a 4.2 at the combine that the Chiefs were going to draft Xavier Worthy. Everyone and their grandma picked him in the mock drafts. We all saw it. Well, where there's smoke, there's fire. The Chiefs obviously liked him. That was their guy. They decided to trade up just a little bit and grab him. So be it. It's a good pick. I think the kid's really fast. He's a good receiver. Not only does he have blazing speed, Mike, but he does have good hands. He had that one year where he had some drops, but he was also playing with a broken hand. But the kid has a good route tree. He's smart. I think it'll be a great pick for the Chiefs. It might not be that big guy like Xavier Legette or A.D. Mitchell or other guys that people were really wanting, but he fits the Chiefs' prototype wide receiver. That's what Andy Reid likes, and that's what he gets.
Right. I think they got a pretty good one here, Steve. I wasn't too impressed with the trade. I thought giving up 30-some picks just to come up 3 was a little bit of a reach. But here's what I'll say. If you thought there was a chance he could go and that was your guy, and it looks like it's been their guy for a long time, man, I feel like they just had to get it done. So they did it. I commend Veach for going to do it. I'll give this pick a B+. I want to see if they can get the 10 pounds on the kid without slowing him down too much, which I think is very, very doable. I think he can get up to 170-ish, 175 without being a problem. I think it's a good thing to come in, learn behind Hollywood, open up that intermediate field for Kelsey and Rashee Rice. I think it's a good pick, man. I'm going to give it a B+. What do you grade that one?
I might surprise you a little bit here because you know I wanted Xavier Legette. But I'm going to go with an A- with this one. I'm going to put it into the A category. And the reason why is because of the speed, along with Hollywood Brown's speed. I think they're going to get back to stretching this field out and opening up the middle for Travis Kelsey, Rashee Rice, and maybe even the rookie tight end they drafted later on, man.
For sure. Let's go on to pick number 2, Steve. Round 2, pick 63. We traded up one spot with the San Francisco 49ers, and we grabbed our presumably left tackle of the future, Kingsley Sumata from BYU, 6'5", 326. He is athletic as well. Number 9 in production score from every tackle at the combine. Number 7th in athleticism and the 9th overall total score. He ran a 5.04 second 40, a 1.74 10-yard split, 28-inch vert, 31 reps on the bench press, Steve. Kingsley Sumata is a monster. Now, look, he can play right tackle. He can play left tackle. He can go everywhere. I don't know if he actually pushes Wanya Morris week 1, but he's going to do a hell of a job trying because he's very athletic and it runs in his bloodline. Steve, what do you think of the pick?
I absolutely love the pick, Mike. We were one of the first people out there on this kid. Sumata was a guy that we thought the Chiefs maybe might take in the first round if they sit at 32.
Yes.
He's a ridiculously athletic offensive lineman. He can go up and down the line. But here's the thing, Mike. You don't know if he'll take that spot on the left tackle? I do. I think he's going to be your starting left tackle. I don't see the Chiefs. First of all, they moved up one pick in the second round, so they used extra draft capital on it, and They spent a second-round pick on this kid. I don't think they did that because they thought he'd be sitting in behind Wanya Morris. I think they're going to get him with Andy Heck, and I think they're going to have him starting.
Right. Andy Heck, he's probably salivating over this pick, and there's a few other picks throughout. Andy Heck had himself a weekend with this draft.
Yeah.
Steve, Kingsley is very, very athletic. You can tell. There's a lot to like about Kingsley. He had an 86 pass block grade from PFF this year. He had a 76.3 true pass block grade, a 55.8. I'll get it out in a second. A zone grade from PFF. And at 1,342 snaps in his career, he only allowed 2 sacks and 8 hits, only 14 hurries playing left tackle and right tackle, Steve. So I do believe Kingsley is a guy that's going to be a future staple on this line. I want to say I'm with you, and by week 1, he'll be there. But we have to see. It's a quick game. And he is a round 2, late round 2. So basically a round 3 pick. That's where we got Wanye last year. But Wanye did do a very good job when called upon. We'll have to see. I'll give it an A+ for value because I thought we could have got this guy maybe late day 1. And if not, maybe had to trade up into the top 50. And he ended up falling. So I'm going to give it an A+ on pure value.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm going to go A+ with Kingsley. Like I said, I think he will be the team's starting left tackle in his rookie season, and I think he will be for the foreseeable future. Kingsley himself, he has a great attitude. He's got a great work ethic, and he told everyone straight up, whoever drafts him doesn't have to worry about their left tackle for the next 5 to 12 years, and that your quarterback's going to be safe. And I believe him.
Hey guys, proud to tell you that All Chiefed Up is Underdog Sports' newest partners. On top of that, we've got even better news. They're currently running a promo for all new users.
The easiest way for you to get in on the fun is by downloading their app and using our code ACU. Even if you've already registered but haven't deposited, you can still use the promo and get up to $100 completely matched. What are you waiting for? Get started today and come play along with us at All Chiefed Up on Underdog Sports.
That made me feel good on the inside, Steve. Let's move on. Round 4, it got a little spicy. We lost our round 3 pick because we had to move it back because of some of the trades, but we ended up picking round 4, pick 131. We took a tight end, Jared Wiley out of TCU, Steve, 6'6", 249 pounds. He run a 40-yard dash in 4.62, a 1.62 10-yard split, a 37-inch vert, the 3-cone in 7.19 seconds. And you can go through and look. He started his career at Texas. He ended up transferring to TCU. He was an honorable mention all Big 12 Conference, played in all 15 games in 2022 and had 4 starts, had 4 touchdowns. He was first team all Big 12 Conference this year on 12 games, 8 touchdowns. Steve, Jared Wiley is a complete monster and an athletic freak. What did you think about the pick?
Yeah, he's a unit, man. I really thought they were going to have their eye on Jatavion Sanders in the 3rd round, of course. They lost their 3rd round pick. So the beginning of the 4th, he flew off the board. But you know what? After I look at it, I don't think that was ever a thing. I think Jared Wiley was their guy from the get-go as far as tight ends went. They had the opportunity to trade up in that round and grab some guys that were falling with great value, and they opted not to. They sit right where they were, and they took Jared Wiley. The thing about Jared Wiley is he has rare size and speed combo that just really don't come around very often. And his RAS score, his athleticism, is through the roof. Mike, did you know the RAS score in the tight ends, it correlates more than any other position. And if a tight end's in the 9s or above, they have a better career than the rest of the tight ends.
Nice.
This guy was very, very similar to Travis Kelce coming out of college. A lot of people are calling him Baby Kelce.
Right.
And
I think that's a little unfair to him.
Kelce
I think
2.0.
it's setting him up for failure, isn't it?
Right. So the thing about it is I won't go that far with it because you can't compare a rookie to a GOAT. That's just putting way too much expectation on the kid. But I can say that there are some similar traits there. And the fact that he's going to be a very good pass catcher and used a lot, I think that he could maybe come in and take Travis Kelce's spot in the long term after Kelce retires. Will he ever be Travis Kelce? Absolutely not. No one will.
Right. There's a lot of things I liked about Jared Wiley, man. His size, 6'6", 249. He has an elite vert. We had him as our number 7th ranked tight end, and I specifically said that Tanner McLachlan was only rated higher than him because he beat out Gronk, and I thought somebody was going to reach on him, specifically Joe Burrow and the Bengals, and that is exactly who took Tanner McLachlan off the board after we took Jared Wiley. But there's a lot to love about Jared Wiley, man. He had a 75 receiving grade from PFF. He had 47 catches, 520 yards, 8 touchdowns. He is just a huge guy. At the Senior Bowl, he was a complete monster. He's a good athlete. He's going to play with a lot of bulk. That 37-inch vert means he can climb into a different atmosphere, so he is a huge red zone threat. He's got good build-up running speed. I think what he has to do is he's got to get better as a blocker on the line. If he's going to be a true wide tight end, you got to get better at blocking. And he's not overly twitchy. Like, he's not going to kill you with his athleticism. His run after the catch isn't great. But I'm telling you, Jared Wiley is somebody that I think will be very intriguing watching in camp in some of the battles. May he beat out Irv Smith and Irv Smith just gets kicked to the curb? I have no idea. That's going to be fun to watch. I give this one a B+. I'm back to the B+. I think I would have given it an A or an A- if I knew exactly what the plans were, but I don't. I think it could just be like a Jody Fortson-esque type situation, which is completely fine, but I'm going to go ahead and say a B+ right now for Jared Wiley.
Right, Mike, I'm going to give it a B+ as well, and I'll tell you why. I drank some of the Kool-Aid. I think they could have big plans for this kid.
Yeah, baby.
I really do. If you look back in college, he actually lined up off of the line like 30-some% of the time, so he plays anywhere. And that's what they like with their tight ends. We all know that. He only played inline 60-some% of the time. Jared Wiley is going to be a guy that they try to use as an offensive weapon. He's an absolute monster of a target for Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
He could very easily come in and be the next guy behind Travis Kelce, so I'm digging it. The only reason why I don't give it in the A category is because they've passed up on some monster tight ends for the last 2 years.
Right.
And waited around and took Jared Wiley. Do I think Jared Wiley is going to be better than Trey McBride, Greg Dulcich, Michael Mayer, Sam Laporta?
Time will tell.
I can't go there. Maybe not.
Right.
But I'm going to give him the B+.
Right. Good deal. Good deal. Let's move on. We had 2 picks in round 4. Pick 133 went to a safety, Jaden Hicks out of Washington State, Steve, and that was beautiful value. He was actually the number 4 safety on our board. Dane Brugler's number 1 safety, coming in at 6'2", 211. A lot of size, a lot of speed here. He was the second overall in production from the combine. He was the first athleticism of all DBs and the number 1 DB ranked in total score there. Dude, he didn't run the 40 or the 10 at the combine, but he is an athletic freak. 37.5-inch vert, which I said, safeties, verts. That's what you want. You got to get there. It's a passing league. 16 reps, 4.37 second 20-yard shuttle on a 6.88 3-cone drill. It's flat out insane. This is what he did. In 2022, he played in all 13 games with 11 starts. He had 1 sack, an interception, 6 pass breakups, 76 tackles. And in 2023, he is an honorable mention all Pac-12 conference. Started all 12 games, 79 tackles, 6 for a loss, 2.5 sacks, 2 interceptions, 1 of those getting returned for a touchdown, 4 pass breakups, a forced fumble, and a block kick. What else does Jaden Hicks have to do, Steve, to be drafted before what he was now? Because I think this was a complete steal.
Absolutely, man. This might be the best value in the draft. It might be the best pick in the draft for the Kansas City Chiefs at that point. This kid is ridiculous, Mike. You said we had him as our fourth safety.
Yes.
But the thing about it is we had several discussions about how those top 4, they could go any way.
Yeah.
So calling him the best safety in the entire draft is not a stretch by any means. I think he very well could be.
Not at all.
And the fact that they're going to have another guy in the secondary, another guy that has speed, another guy that hits a ton. Mike, you don't want to run a screen pass against the Kansas City Chiefs the way this defense is set up. They're going to drill you.
Yes.
And this is just another piece of that puzzle. And it also brings up some conversations. Chamari Conner going to get moved down into the nickel corner position? Or could Jaden Hicks? This opens us up for a lot of different things, man. Our secondary, a lot of people were worried about it after losing L'Jarius Sneed this offseason.
Yeah.
I'm not worried whatsoever. I think with McDuffie and Josh Williams and Jalen Watson, Jaden Hicks, Chamari Conner, Brian Cook, Justin Reed, it keeps going. Najee Johnson's still hanging out there, man. Like, we have nothing to worry about. Brett Veach does what Brett Veach does. He finds diamonds in the rough. He finds good value in the draft, and he always hits on these DBs, bro.
Yeah, 100%, man. Jaden Hicks is a guy that I absolutely love. I actually comped him to Kenny Phillips, if you remember him. Got drafted in the first round by the Giants in 2008. He was 6'2", 212. That's spot on. 6'2", 211 for Jaden Hicks. He's a ball hawk. He'll get after it. He's got an 85 coverage grade, and it's just, dude, this guy can just flat out play. He gets me so excited, I don't even know what to say half the time. In 2023, he had 12 games, 79 total tackles, 6 tackles for a loss, 2.5 sacks, 2 picks. He played 103 snaps in the slot, so he can come down and play against the slot. He played 200 deep, so he can play the deep, single high, whatever you need him to do out there. But what impressed me the most was 456 snaps in the box. What does that tell you? Maybe just maybe Justin Reed's job is starting to be in question. And we thought we were going to give Justin Reed an extension and maybe push him out for 2, 3, 4 more years. This doesn't tell me that may be what they're thinking. Maybe they're looking for a little replacement there because it saves them some money. That Justin Reed contract was pretty big, and I don't know if they want to give him anymore. This dude
It's not out of the question. It's not out of the question, and I think the Chiefs did that with a few different guys in this draft.
Right.
With guys with contracts coming up.
Right. He's just a good athlete with good body control, excellent size. He's got good instincts, good vision. He's a below average open field tackler. That's the one thing I seen when I watched him. He had a missed tackle rate this season in 2023 of almost 15%. So he's got to keep his head up, and he's got to do better doing that. But other than that, I think he makes up for everything you want with the ball hawk and the getting down there and helping in the run game. I give this pick another A+, Steve. I think this one and Kingsley Sumata was the 2 A+ picks in the draft.
Absolutely. This one's an A+, no doubt about it. I don't even really have to explain. Just the fact that they were able to get possibly the best safety in the entire draft in the 4th round, at the end of the 4th round.
Right.
I'll take that any day.
I will too, man. Let's move on to round 5.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching All Chiefed Up for your draft coverage. We appreciate that. I just wanted to take a quick second of your time to show you guys patreon.com/allchievedup. Get on over there, become a patron for just $1 a month, and you can get all kinds of bonus content. We release over there weekly. You'll also be open to the entire back catalog. So make sure to get over there and become a patron for just $1 a month, and it helps our channel big time. Thank you, guys.
Hunter Nordz, a center/guard/tackle/right tackle/left tackle/safety/quarterback. This dude does it all, my man. Round 5, pick 159. Hunter Nordz, he does everything. 6'3", 317, 33 1/8-inch arms. He come in, he had the 3rd overall production score in the 2024 Combine. He was 3rd in athleticism, 3rd in total score. He started his career at Cornell. He is super smart, Steve. He was an honorable mention All Big Ten Conference his first year at Penn State. He started 8 of 11 games and played at left guard. In 2023, he was the second team All Big Ten Conference, started all 13 games at center. So this guy is a jack of all trades. I think he's very close to what Nick Allegretti offered us. I really like the pick, Steve. What did you think about Hunter Nordz?
I actually really love the pick, man. I think he's that Swiss Army knife guy you have to have on your offensive line. He can come in, plug and play him wherever you need him at. I also think this is a bargaining tool for the Chiefs when Creed Humphrey's job comes up, when it's time for his contract. I don't know if they have to have Creed Humphrey back. If you got a kid like this that can come in and play center, he might be the one that goes.
Hey,
we've talked about this a million times.
Let's not kick Creed out of town, Steve.
I'm not, but I'm just saying, you got a lot of guys coming up. You got Creed coming up. You got Trey coming up. You got Tooney's contract out there. We've been talking about this for years now, Mike. And now, just like you said with Justin Reed and Jaden Hicks, now I can start thinking that about Creed Humphrey. Is it going to be him? Is it going to be Trey Smith? Who knows? But I think the Chiefs are preparing themselves for whatever's to come. This is a good pick. Like I said, the kid's a Swiss Army knife. We need depth on the offensive line. I love it.
Yeah, he had a 77 run block grade just this season. He had a 79.2 zone running grade, which is what we like to do. But, dude, he's a jack of all trades. In 2021, he played 178 snaps at left tackle, 458 at right tackle. In 2022, he said, forget tackle. I'm going to go play guard. 535 snaps at left guard. In 2023, he said, hey, forget guard. I'm going to go ahead and be a center. 784 snaps at center. He's straight up insane, dude. He quick sets pass rushers with early hands. He knows how to get his extension out there, and he knows how to mirror players. He's got a firm jab. He does everything amazing when it comes to blocking, except for the fact that he leans a little bit. He leans. He fails to recognize twists and turns and stunts sometimes. That gets him into a little trouble. But, dude, he's very smart. Our Chiefs Northeast area scout, Cassidy Kaminsky, actually quoted him as saying this. He says he's got the skill set similar to former offensive lineman, Steve, surprise, surprise, Nick Allegretti. And he says, quote, you think about versatility. He's played 4 years of college football and played 3 positions. I think he's an interior guy for us. He will take care of whatever position we ask him to play on the interior. He is intelligent. The engineering department at Penn State was recruiting him almost as heavily as the football department. So that shows a lot about Hunter Nordz, Steve. I really like the pick. I'm going to give it a B. I think it's a B. He was our number 14 overall interior offensive lineman, and he was the highest on the board when the Chiefs went to pick there in round 5. So I give it a solid B, and I believe if he has to step in for Creed or whoever, he'll do a good job, and in a few years, you're probably looking back being like, wow, that was an A+.
Absolutely, very well could be. I'm going to give it a B+, and the reason why I'm throwing the plus on there is because I like his name. He sounds like a Viking. But either way, I like what this kid offers. Like I said, he can go up and down the line. He offers us a lot of depth, and it comes into play when we start having to re-sign some of these guys. Hey, we have Hunter back here that can play that position. They have to start thinking about that. So I really like what they did with this pick. I think they're looking at the future with this pick, and also immediate depth. So I really like it.
Me too. So going on to round 6, Steve, we covered the corner position, and this was a my guy for you. Kamal Haden, we got in round 6, pick number 211, 6'1", 196. Take a victory lap, my boy. He was the number 1 DB in production, the number 2 in athleticism, and number 2 in total score, Steve. Kamal Haden is a flat-out monstrous physical specimen out there, and the only thing I could find wrong with him is that he doesn't tackle too well in the run game. However, if you screen pass to his side of the field, he will blow you up.
You're toast.
So what gives? What do you like about the pick, Steve? And I'm sure you could go on for days about this.
I'll just keep it short and sweet. I like him, first of all, because of the value you get with him. You were able to get him late in the draft, and I think he could turn out to be one of the best corners in the draft.
Yes.
First of all. We only saw a small dose of what he could do last year because he had a season-ending injury with his shoulder, but he's already said that he's completely 100% recovered for that and ready to get back on the field. But yeah, the guy's the exact size and speed that Spags likes with his corners. I think he's going to come in. I think he could contribute early on. Like I mentioned earlier, Mike, we have a very deep defensive back room. Right. There's a lot of guys there, so there's a lot of competition. So I don't expect him to come in and start or anything like that, but I think this is a guy that can develop. And when some of the guys start coming off of their rookie contracts and we lose them, Kamal Haden can be waiting back there to come in and contribute and be really damn good. I like the kid. He has a good attitude. He's ready to get out there and play. And like you said, the only thing you can kind of pick apart with him is maybe he's not the best with the run game tackling.
Right.
But this kid diagnoses plays quick. You don't want to run a screen against the Chiefs. I already said that. He's another reason why.
Right. You can see on the RAS here, he doesn't have the longest deep speed at 4.57. Okay. He's not the quickest in short spaces, hence the shut on the 3-cone. He's not the most explosive in short places, the most twitchy, hence the vertical at 34.5. But what he does do, Steve, is he will come up and he will lay the wood on you. He had a 90 coverage grade, a 36.4 completion percentage when thrown to his side of the field, Steve. In 3 seasons in college, he had 984 coverage snaps and only allowed 4 touchdowns and 605 yards on 107 targets. Out of those 107 targets, he only allowed 54 frickin' catches, man. 54 catches in 3 years. He is insane. In 2023, he had 0 touchdowns allowed and a QB rating when they throw to him of 7. You heard that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 96 yards given up on 12 receptions. Only attempted 33 to his side of the field. And then he hurt his shoulder making a diving play, and he was out by October, right? But he's got built-in good length and good strength. He bounces and slides for extended mirror and match from press. And look, the only thing I said that is his problem that I could find was that sometimes he was a little, not as twitchy as you need to be, and sometimes he would lose some coverage here and there. The deep speed's a little bit lacking, but hey, he makes up for that, man. If you look at him, he's got 30 and 7/8 inch arms. So he's only got 31 inch arms, and he's 6'1". So the dude can flat out get out there and break up balls, and we've seen that. I really like the Kamal Haden pick, Steve. I'm giving that one a solid B+ as well.
Mike, I'm going to do you one better. I've seen a lot of different grades on these Chiefs picks, and everybody's showing no respect to Kamal Haden. I've seen everywhere from C
B+
to D.
is not respect?
C to D to F that I've seen.
I've seen that a few times, and I don't know what they're watching.
I don't know what they're smoking. I don't know what they're talking about, but as far as value goes, this was an absolute freaking steal. I'm going to give Kamal Haden an A-. I think this kid could definitely come in later on and 2-3 years, especially developing with our DB coaches who've developed L'Jarius Sneed,
right.
Charvarius Ward. Like, they make these guys better with time. This kid has all the tools. He was a beast in college. I love him, dude. I'm going to go A-.
Okay, good deal. Let's move on to round 7. This is the final pick, Steve. We took C.J. Hansen, pick 248 from Holy Cross, Holy crap, we took Holy Cross CJ Hansen, 6'5", 300 from up there in the Northeast, baby. Massachusetts, throwing it out, hometown from Wackoff, New Jersey. Wait, my bad.
What?
Wickoff, my bad. Couldn't see that too well.
He's really from Wyckoff?
Yeah. He had production score of 3rd overall, Steve. 3rd in athleticism, 3rd overall total score. He ran a 5-second flat 40, a 1.76 10-yard split, a 33.5-inch vert for CJ Hansen. Daggone, that's fast. He was the first team All-Patriot League in 2022, started all 13 games at right guard. In 2023, he was again first team All-Patriot League, started all 11 games at right guard. He was a team captain. I wanted to read you this quote. This guy that was recruiting him said this: overall, Hansen is an efficient mover with good linear burst and physicality to get on target quickly, but his lack of some size and power will make it difficult for him to hold the point and displace NFL defenders. He's young enough to develop physically and stick as a swing backup on the interior, though. So they say, look, he might not be a starter right away, but he's going to figure it out. He's going to get himself bulked up, and 3 to 4 years down the road, this guy could be a serviceable starter, and I totally agree.
Mike, you have to be pumped about this when you had him on your list of draft sleepers.
I did.
And the Chiefs were able to get him. I mean, look at the RAS score. This kid's exciting. He has a good attitude. I watched an interview with him after he got drafted by the Chiefs. He's ready to come in and work and do what he's got to do to help the team. Like I said, I love any kind of offensive line depth you're able to get. Interior offensive line just happened to be a point of interest for the Chiefs this draft, and they showed it with Nordz and Hansen. Both very good picks, Mike. I gave Nordz a B+. I'm going to give Hansen a B+ as well for the same reasons.
Woo. I'll throw out my grade for CJ Hansen in just a second. I'm still thinking about it. No, I'm not. I've already got it. He was ranked our 15th lineman overall interior, and Hunter Nordz was rated our 14th, Steve. We got Nordz in round 5, and then we got Hansen in round 7. So all those picks away, almost 100 picks away, and we got our 14th and our 15th interior lineman, according to All Chiefed Up. So let me tell you something. We were all over what the Chiefs wanted to do. CJ Hansen was invited to the Shrine Bowl, and he looked like he belonged. That's all there was to it. They said at Holy Cross, it's not a lot of good competition, but he looked like he belonged. He allowed just 8 pressures and 0 sacks on 321 pass blocking snaps in 2023, and he was a captain of one of the top offenses in the FCS there in the Patriot League. So he started at right guard on offensive line. This offensive line in Holy Cross ranked top 10 nationally, Steve. In the rushing offense, they were 3rd, 264 yards per game rushing. Total offense, they were 4th, 466.6 yards per game. In scoring offense, they were 6th in all the FCS at 37 points per game. And he is the first guy from Holy Cross that has been drafted since 1989's Rob McGovern, Steve. So this guy can definitely get in there. He needs to get a little stronger, but I like his footwork. I like his attitude. I like his drive and his passion for the game. I think it's a good pick. I'm giving it an A, baby. I'm throwing an A out there for my boy CJ Hansen. He deserves it. I'm proud to see it. I got to see his video when he got drafted, dude. He's a humble kid, good family. I think he's going to come in and do work.
Absolutely, man. So overall with this draft, you have to be looking at these individual scores we've given each pick. This is an easy A draft.
Exactly. I give it an A too, right on the nose. A.
It's an easy A.
And look, I think in 3 or 4 years, we can look back at this draft and say, hey, look, it wasn't the most sexy. It took some twists and it took some turns. Okay. But this could go back in time and look as maybe the Creed Humphrey, Nick Bolton draft. This could go back and look at maybe the L'Jarius Sneed draft. You're looking at the Allegrettis of the world. This could be it. And in 3 to 4 years, we could be like, this is why we're winning championships, because Brett Veach continued to build an awesome roster, picking 32 every single season. How hard is that to do? And he does it.
Absolutely, man. And I saw the metrics. They say that the Chiefs had the 3rd best draft according to value out of the entire league. And when you just come off of winning back-to-back Super Bowls and you were able to turn around and get the 3rd best value of a draft, you're absolutely freaking killing it. You're doing all the things that you need to be doing to keep a dynasty rolling. I'm loving what Brett Veach and Andy Reid are doing. It's great. You have to trust it. You have to trust the process. Mike, you know, there's a couple times in this draft where I questioned for a second. I hit my head on the mic. Boom.
Yeah,
boom.
You were banging your head.
I didn't want to trade it for Xavier Worthy. I like Xavier Leggett. But then when you think about it, you're like, well, Worthy's their guy. That's what they want. That speed's really going to help us. You get a little bit better about it. Jared Wiley, same thing. Boom, a little bit. Like, man, there were a lot of other guys we could have went up and took right there, but we waited for Wiley. But then you really start digging into why. They have their reasons. They know what they're doing, and it's going to be good, man. I think it's going to be a good draft.
I was trying to even kill people and say that exact thing, Steve. I think if there was one player they reached on just a little bit, according to value, in my opinion, it's still Xavier Worthy. I still think he was a round 2 pick.
100%.
But look, if that's who they liked, then at 28, it's not a big deal. You're basically picking round 2 anyway. So look, that would be the one pick that I think that they reached on by just a little. He was like our number 32 or 33rd player on the board, so it wasn't that crazy.
Biggest reach in the draft for them.
Is that what the actual metrics are saying? Okay. And then the biggest still, I believe, had to be Jaden Hicks, in my opinion. Like
100%.
Yeah, that's who I would have said too. So
yes,
I hope you guys enjoyed this, man. Hope we laid out some stuff. This has been a long draft process. If you go back and watch any of our draft content, we probably talked about every one of these players at several times. We've put them on boom bust list. We've put them on sleeper list. You name it, they've been on there. Steve, we even called 3 picks this year. We called Xavier Worthy together. We called Kingsley Sumata together, and we called Kamal Haden together. And we also
absolutely
hit on a tight end. We said they would take Jatavion Sanders. He was gone because we had him in round 3. They didn't have a round 3. They went ahead and took Jared Wiley in round 4. So we
took tight end with their 3rd pick.
So we got 3 positions right. That's pretty good in my opinion, man.
What I learned is this was our last collaboration draft that we did, the last collaboration mock. When me and you put our heads together and we discuss things.
Yeah, when we get into Brett Veach's noggin, baby.
We got our finger on the pulse, baby. We got our finger on the pulse.
I love it, man. So we appreciate you guys. Go back and watch any of the draft content if you want to find some more stuff. We've done videos on Kingsley. We've done videos on anybody you can think of, almost all the top 30 visits. Go back and watch it if you want to. If not, we fully understand this draft process has been insane. But we appreciate you being here. Appreciate you watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, clicking that bell. We'll catch you next time. Go Chiefs.